Hey guys, Sex Eagle X, host of the All Sports Pass podcast, and it's Winner Pick Wednesday. And in today's game, I'm going to be talking about on Winner Pick Wednesday is Friday's game, the Karns Beavers at Gibbs Eagles, and of course these teams are both coming off a loss. Gibbs, of course, losing to Halls last week, and I actually covered the Gibbs game last week. And if you want to see that, I will, if you haven't already, I will put that in the description down below. And Karns, of course, coming off a loss to William Blount. And let's just say I'm kind of shocked by the Karns loss because, when you're looking at William Blount, you're looking at a team that went 0-10 last year. And it's now the opposite pretty much. Karns is now 0-3. I'm sorry, 0-2, sorry. And I feel like let's start with Karns here. I feel like Karns is really struggling to adjust. Last year you had running back Deshaun Bishop, pretty much carry the team. And I really feel like Deshaun Bishop, of course, not being there, this team isn't the same without him. And of course, Deshaun going to Tennessee to play football there. I feel like this team, like Gibbs, really needs to readjust. They need to readjust their offense and everything. But, however, I do feel like, Karns losing to William Blount shows the struggle that Karns is facing. But, however, they're kind of in pretty much, you could say, an offensive-defensive situation, pretty much like Gibbs, as William Blount defeated them 35-27. And from what I've seen in an article, it said William Blount struggled in the second half. And I do think that William Blount, they did a good job on that game. And, of course, hold on, I'm just trying to find the article here just so I can get a more accurate representation here. But, however, I do feel like William Blount getting a 2-0 start for the first time since 2007, which was 16 years ago. Many of these guys on that team are hyped for sure, I'm pretty sure. And let's see if I can find, let's see if this is the right one. If it's not, then I'm just going to have to, hold on. So, in the first quarter, William Blount crushed its opponent offensively and defensively and held Karns to one first down, only to decrease productivity the remainder of the game with mental mistakes and procedural penalties, both offensively and defensively. William Blount knows that the bar will have to be higher next week on the road against Heritage. And, of course, I'm going to stop right there because, I'm not covering that game. But, however, the Governors have plenty of leadership on offense and defense, but despite being undefeated so far this season, the team's inexperience in winning long-term caused an identity crisis for the Governors on Friday night, which I said that they crushed the opponent offensive and defensively and held Karns to one first down. And, of course, heading in to game against the Gibbs Eagles for Karns, this is a good sign if I'm Gibbs because, Karns is struggling, like I said, without Deshaun Bishop. But, however, I do feel like if Karns is going to win, they got to try to find Gibbs' flaws. Now, Gibbs, when I head into this, Gibbs is in a situation, but, however, I do feel like the offensive situation actually outweighs the defensive because, I can actually see our defense doing pretty good because last week against Halls, they did pretty okay on the passing game, and Karns is actually pass dominant. And I feel like, if Gibbs can defend the pass as well, they got a shot to win. But, however, it all comes down to the offense as well. They got to try to get into that end zone, in order to get that win. I really feel like, of course, a lot of these guys out there, they're working their butt off trying to get a win. And, of course, nothing will beat the feeling of winning in your new stadium for the first time, and now you got a chance. And, of course, as before I head into my pick for the game, I'm going to say this, that I think that it's going to be a pretty close game, or it could be either a pretty close game, or it could be a squash game. Like, meaning that, a team that isn't really all that competitive coming up against you, and to where you just win by a lot of points. All right, but here on this week's edition of Winner Pick Wednesday, I'm actually feeling good about this. I'm going to go with the Gibbs Eagles. Because, like I said, Karns really struggling on offense and defense. But however, Gibbs having a bit more of an advantage on the pass game on defense, but however, Karns being pass dominant, I feel like, Gibbs could figure them out. But however, of course, I'm not going to say the score because I do not know, I do not know how long Karns will throw the ball, but I do know that I think I know that I'm confident enough to have Gibbs winning this game. All right, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment down below on how you feel about the game Friday, and check the description down below if you want to see the Halls versus Gibbs first game. That's it. Peace out.